Good morning, it's Barbara. It's warm outside, but I'm going out. But I wanted to show you. Look at my wheel. I've been busy. Here's my, can you see the big hole there? Yeah. It's possible that I could finish this loop bump tomorrow. We shall see. I might spin some more today. I'm hoping it all fits in the on this bobbin, but it might not. We shall see. I'm gonna go outside. Good morning, it's Barbara. It's a little bit humid. It's warm, but it's always nice to be outside. I haven't spent much time outside the last few days. Well, we had that 3 weeks of gorgeousness where I was out almost constantly, so I don't feel too bad about it. But Aura's not getting out enough. But we're walking the dogs. Dennis is going to be mowing the lawn today. And so, did I say good morning? It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I never remember if I say that. It's almost like, automatic. Well, if Dennis ends up mowing the lawn, then I'm going to go over. The photographer and the realtor are going to be over at Aura's house this afternoon. So somebody has to go over and let them in and give them keys. And then we're really going to be going. I hope that Formica is still stuck down. I will see. We haven't been over there since we checked it the day after we fixed it. So I've got up early this morning. I got up at 7. I was awake and I decided, well, I'm going to go and watch the Tour de France, which is still going on. They're just going up the last big hill. And Nielsen Paulus is probably going to take back the King of the Mountain shirt. Because he's in the breakaway, if you're watching the Tour de France at all. But I was spinning, and I've been really happy with my spinning, and my spinning making me happy. The fact that I'm doing it feels good. I didn't get up early yesterday, so I watched part of the Tour de France. I watched the second half of it. And then I was watching Leslie's podcast, and Leslie from the Not Quite Enough Yarn podcast said that she watches the vlog and spins. So that made me smile so big, because there I was spinning while I was watching her podcast. But the funny thing is, sort of my first reaction, it was, oh great, then I don't have to feel guilty if my vlog goes too long, because then that's just a few more minutes for Leslie to spin. I sometimes feel bad when my vlog is like 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And that, but I do understand that you guys have fast forward and you don't have to listen to me for 20 minutes if you don't want to. I try to remember that. But now it'll be like, oh, and Leslie gets to spin more. But I am really enjoying the spinning, and I'm doing an okay job. It was I guess it's a little bit like riding a bicycle. Well, that's why I wanted to finish up that roving that was loose and I had been working on whenever I last had spun, because I felt like I needed the practice. Although I have to say, loop bumps are probably some of the easiest fiber to spin. So I didn't give myself too big of a challenge for my first bobbin of singles that I'm spinning. Now I'm gonna chain ply this so that it keeps its color pattern, and that means that I'll have a 3-ply yarn when I'm done. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. And I don't know which my next fiber will be, because I'm gonna have to rearrange Aura's room a little bit to get into my closet, because her side table is like in front of my closet door, and that closet is where I keep all my fiber, but I have lots of fiber. So I will go find something else to spin next, because I think I'm gonna keep doing it. I hope so. I really am enjoying it, and the dogs are paying zero attention to my spinning. They pay no attention to my spinning wheel. I have that loop bump. You saw that. It's just like on the floor next to me, and they're not paying any attention to that either so far. So that's good. I should not tease them with that, though. I mean, Maze has ended up with some of the little pieces that I have thrown on the floor as I'm working. So I do need to be a little more careful with my unspun fluff. But so the dogs haven't paid any attention. I did get a question about how Pearl did on the 4th of July. She did great in her thunder shirt. But to be honest, there wasn't a lot going on the 4th of July, which was Tuesday. We could hear some pops and stuff from far away, but there was nothing that was close to the house. So Saturday was the worst day, when our neighbor across the street did a full bore 4th of July. Oh, I thought I heard the hummingbird, but I didn't see him. I bet you I need to refill the nectar. So anyway, but the Thundershirt has been working pretty well, but it's only, the fireworks are like a startling sound, as opposed to thunder, which is, and I think I've said this before, rolling, and it's sort of the bass kind of, really, you can feel it in your body. I don't think we've had any actual thunder since we got the Thundershirt, so we'll see how it goes. But she seems to be calmer with the shirt on, and so that's good. And last but not least, the refrigerator. Well, so yesterday our window for our refrigerator being delivered was 3 to 7. So we had plenty of time to fuss around with the old refrigerator. We pulled it out. Now, we had gone through the refrigerator over the few days before and gotten rid of everything, because we tend to accumulate things that we're never going to eat. So we got rid of those. So we really cleared out the refrigerator, but still we had stuff in it. We moved most of the freezer stuff to the freezer in the basement and pulled it out and cleaned up the back and cleaned off the top, literally, and move stuff off. I cleared off all the magnets and papers and business cards and things that we keep on it. And Dennis pulled it out and disconnected the water, and he did some sanding on the cupboard above the refrigerator, because according to the specs, the new refrigerator is a little bit taller than our old refrigerator, which is very close on one side to the cupboard. So he did some sanding that he thought would be sufficient. And the delivery guys came at 3 o'clock. They were supposed to call us a half an hour early so that we would be able to empty the refrigerator. But they came at 3 o'clock, so Dennis was talking to them, and I was unloading really quick into coolers and things like that. And the delivery guy said, I need to tell you, and they didn't tell you this at the store, but I'm telling you that this copper pipe you have coming out of the basement, if you use that to connect the water, I can't connect the water to that pipe for you, and if you connect it, then it will void your warranty, which did not sound good. And then he explained what we would have to do, and so that was kind of a drag, but apparently as he was walking out with Dennis, he said, I have to tell you that. I'm required to tell you that, but if you ever have any problem with your refrigerator, you can just make the change then before the repair guy comes. Which is true. He won't know. And it didn't make any sense to me anyway, but whatever. So they take off the front door all the way off, and I've got the refrigerator empty, and the guy comes in and says, I have to return this refrigerator. It's got a big dent in it. I'm like, ah. So Dennis goes out to look at it. I didn't look at it. Dennis went out to look at it, and he said, yep, you got to take that back. So apparently it was a pretty bad dent. Because we're not that persnickety, but I know this is an expensive refrigerator and it's brand new. He's like, nope, we're not taking that. And he's like, oh, okay. So then the guy's leaving. I'm like, wait, our front door's off. So he comes back and he and Dennis put the door back on. Anyway, so then Dennis rehooks up the refrigerator. And we fill the refrigerator, get it going again, and we don't know when our refrigerator's going. I said, how long do you think this is going to take? He said, well, how long did it take? You know, when did you order it? And I don't know. Dennis said Friday, I think, or Friday. He said it'll probably take that long. So I don't know when our new refrigerator's coming again. So we're a little discombobulated around the house because we had to move some furniture and stuff to make sure that it could come through, and only part of that got moved back. And anyway, so I didn't get my new ice maker, and we have to wait a few more days. But it should be here by the time Christy comes. Christy comes in a week from today. So I'm very excited about that. The cleaners come a week from yesterday, so there'll be a brand clean house when she arrives. And yeah. So we really do need that refrigerator in, and we can put the house back together before the cleaning crew comes. So we shall see. But meanwhile, I'm spinning and feeling really good about that. And I am probably going over to Aura's in a couple hours to let the photographer in and get this house on the market. And I would not be shocked if it's sold by the time Christy gets here. I mean, I really think it's on a beautiful lot. It's the best lot in the whole park. And the view off the deck is just rolling grass and down to a, you know, you can see another development down, but you have to look far to your right to even know there's another house near you. There are woods and grass and a hill and a road, and it's got the best view, and it's got a very lovely deck, covered deck, porch, covered deck, and it's going to be an easy sell, I'm quite sure. So there you go. That's the plan. But meanwhile, I'm going to go finish the Tour de France and maybe spin some more, although my arm was hurting a little bit, so I'm going to maybe rest it. And yeah, watch some vlogs and podcasts. I'm behind. And spin some more. Because it would be nice to have that loop bump done tomorrow and have all that lovely purpley stuff. I wonder if I should just apply it right away before I start another one. I'll have to think about that. Meanwhile, please take care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.